Hi everyone. So we're here to talk about Salesforce packages for consultants and admins. So raise your hand if you're a consultant, just so I can understand. Or an admin? Okay. Are you a developer? Okay. You might be a manager of one of these people? Okay. Thanks. So, I'm Rupert. I live in France. And I've been in Salesforce for 20 years. As a partner, Altius Services, which joined Devo team. And now I've created a new company, a new organization, let's say, called rapido.org. And as I have quite a lot of experience, I'm going to talk to you about one of specific part of this experience, which is related to packaging on the Salesforce side. We'll talk about that in a second. And also the difficulties for day-to-day work for consultants for switching from change sets to packages or to DevOps more generally. So what are we going to talk about today? Why talk about packaging? So does everybody know what Salesforce packages are? Have you heard of it? Have you not heard of it? Okay, good, because we haven't got much time, so I'm not going to define what Salesforce packages are. I'm not going to remind and do all the theory about how great packages are. Salesforce promotes packaging for as a best practice. But unfortunately, very few consultants, or maybe no consultants or admins use packaging. And one of the reasons we'll see in a minute, but I hope that at the end of this talk, you'll be convinced that it's easy, that it's straightforward, and that there's no risk to go into packaging when you're a consultant or an admin. But why should we go into packaging? I mean, change sets is great, isn't it? Yeah? And we all know how to do DevOps. Well, that's the difficulty. So there are many good reasons for going into packaging. And Salesforce communicates a lot on them, but they communicate a lot about what we call 2GP packages or managed packages. And when you read the communication, it seems to be addressed mainly to ISVs. And in these ISVs, independent software vendors who make products, to developers. And in this category of developers, people like our friend here who is in charge of DevOps and delivery. So how do we get this this feature available for consultants? Well, there's a thing called org-dependent unlocked packages. So we're going to talk specifically about org-dependent unlocked packages, and they are totally different from other packages. And that's why I'm here to talk to you about those differences and to make them easy for you to use. One of the reasons, well, there are several reasons actually why people don't want to go into packaging is, well, how do we do change management? If I'm a manager at a consulting company, how do I make all these consultants start using packaging? I've read the documentation, it's impossible. If I'm a customer, like Frédéric here, say, oh, no, that's impossible. We have a really complex, happy soup of technical debt we've had for 10 years. No, it's too risky. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, once again, it's straightforward, not risky, and simple. But isn't packaging for ISVs? Well, as I said, they use managed packages, what we call 2GP, and we're going to use unlocked packages, which are open, so you can see everything in them. And they're org dependent because, well, anything you can't put in the package is in your org, so it's okay. So forget about what you know about packages and listen to today's scenario. So this is what we're going to learn, if the screen wants to collaborate. So I'm going to suppose you're in one of these contexts, okay? So if you're a developer, for example, this isn't exactly addressed to you, but it will help you help your colleagues, consultants and admins do packaging. If you know about it. If you don't, well, welcome on board. So I usually say that we're going to change your hot and spicy happy soup into a cool and refreshing gaspacho. Okay, so this is the list of what we're going to go through. So we've got 14 minutes left. So the idea is not to explain all the things you're going to see, but I want you to understand them. You've got the URL where you can download the talk, and you can get the details, and we can talk about them later on. And if we run out of time, we'll have to skip the last few pages. So basically, we want to learn how to create a package, put some stuff in it, deploy it, and then as we're in a real project, we add stuff, add features in this package, and then we redeploy it for the users to test. And then we change our mind, either because we made a mistake or we want to restructure things, or the user asked us for a change. And then as our application is growing, we want to break it up into smaller pieces, move some stuff from one package to another. But we don't want to make it complicated, so we declare dependencies between these packages, so that when we deliver the final result, we just deliver the main package and all the rest comes with it. That's what we're going to talk about today. Okay? So let's go. Okay, so there are a few prerequisites. You need to enable Dev Hub if you haven't already in your production org. So anything I say, this is what you should do. Of course, there are special cases, you know, it's probably not your production org, etc., blah, blah, blah. But just remember the basics and then come back to the details when you've decided to go into this path. You also have to unlock packages in second generation managed packages. And install an app exchange which is provided by Salesforce, which is called the package visualizer, which shows you all the versions of all the packages which you've created. Right, let's get cracking. Create a new package. Well, it's quite easy. When you got your VS Code, you got your Salesforce DX project set up. You just type this command. All the parameters are there to create your package. And you're ready to go. VS Code, command, what's that? Yeah, well, I'm going to explain how it works. And this is how it works in practice. And so if you don't know anything about VS Code, don't know anything about command line, that's the whole point of this talk, is to explain that today you can't do it. But if you wait until the last page, I'll show you how you might be able to do it tomorrow. Nice surprise. So create a package, very easy. So we want to put some stuff in it. So in VS Code, standard Salesforce, you have all your stuff in force.app directory. Just create another called main package, which is the name of your package, and move things from force app into main package. If they're not there, in VS Code, you've got the org browser, the cloud there. Click on the arrow, the cloud near account. It'll download these into this directory and pull them over. So if you're going along and you create a field, do that, pull it over. You can even, if you're brave, create your own new field straight in here. Okay, so that's the first step. And So basically, you just move stuff from a place called force app, which is a standard code, into a place called the name of your package. Quite easy. Right, so now we want to do something with this package. Packages are versioned, okay? Remember that a package is like what you'll have on the App Exchange. If you've already downloaded apps from the App Exchange, you probably know that there's an edition which was released in the summer, and then they have a winter edition and a spring edition the next year, or different versions. So it's the same for your packages. So you're going to create a first version of this package to give it to users to test your feature. And once you've created this version, you get an automatic number which is created. This is the numbering scheme, major, minor, patch, build. So every time you create a version, it creates a build version if you don't say anything else. And when you create a new version on something you've already released, it'll increase the minor version. It's a bit complicated, but it's automatic, and you can see details later on. Basically, remember that it increases automatically. Now you've created this version. By default, it's a beta version, so you can't install it in production. Well, that's normal, because it hasn't gone through UAT yet, has it? Right. So let's test it. A package is like App Exchange. So now you've got a version. Each version has an ID with a 04T, which you can get through this command if you've forgotten the number. You can just install it in whatever target org you want. So you remember all that DevOps or change sets, moving change sets from one org to another, etc. Here, it's just a URL. Give it to your users to install just like an App Exchange. And the secret is, when you install an unlocked org-dependent package in a target org, it doesn't rerun the tests. It just installs straight away. Time saving. So we've installed this in QA. Users have tested it. Great, they've given you some comments, and it's all okay. But we're going to carry on because we've got other features in the pipe. So we're going to add some stuff into this package. Now, in this example, I'm going to add a field which is depends on something else. Okay, so I can have a formula field, for example, which is calculated and depends on the other field, which isn't in the package, which is in the org. No problem. That's org dependent. So you can put what you like in the package, it'll work. And we'll see later on that you can take it out also, and it'll work. So just as we did in the previous stages, you move that field, you add it in the package, and we'll create a new version. And up here, we see the versioning numbering scheme. And so the .next means that number will be incremented automatically, and it creates version 2. And so when your package gets installed, you see these little logos here. And you install it in QA, and you can see your thing evolve. So, okay. Your QA tests have passed, and we're ready to go to production. So this package you've installed is the same one you want installed in production, okay? You don't want a copy, you don't want another version, it's that one. So you're going to run this command, and it's just going to tick this thing, say it's released. Okay, now it can go to production. So that's the released version, and it's ready for production. So you can install it in production like this, just as we installed the previous one in QA, or with the URL or whatever. Pretty easy. Okay. we got a version in production. So the main point of this talk is to say, you can't make a mistake. If you made a mistake in a managed package, which ISVs used, and you want to take something out of it, well, some type of metadata can't be removed from a managed package. In an org-dependent package, no problem. Let's see how we do it. Okay, so you change your mind, either because you made a mistake, or because you want to do things differently, or because the users asked you to. So, what you're going to do is you're going to go into your org, you open the install package, enter it in the setup menu, and click on remove here. Remove, not delete, just remove. So this is going to remove the field from the package, and then if you go into the setup menu, account, field, and you look at the field, it says, oh, this has been marked as deprecated. So what does that mean? That means that the field is still there, but next time you install the package without that field, it'll be removed from the package. And we'll see on that slide, it'll stay in the production org. So remove is not delete, and deprecated is a normal term, which means next time, it'll disappear. It'll be removed. So we create a new version of the package with the field removed. Of course, at the same time, we can add other stuff in it, whatever we have to do. So it's part of the normal project lifecycle. And we create a new version. Remember, the previous version was beta and was promoted to released. So now we increment the minor version number. It's automatically done, so don't worry about how it works. And when we install this in QA and then in production, we're going to use a special option here, which says upgrade type, deprecate only. This is a bit complex. There are 3 different options here. Just take my word for it. Do this. And the field's disappeared here. It's been removed, but it's still in production, but it's no longer part of the package. Okay? So, use packages, because if you make a mistake, you can change your mind and come back to a previous situation. Okay? Okay, in real life, you might want to do that with, make your application a bit more complex. It's growing, you want to split it up, you're going to create a new package. You've got to accelerate here. So we're going to create a new package. We already know how to do that. And we're going to move a field from one package to another one. We have done that. And what I want to show here is that we can declare dependencies between the main package and this new package. So this is how it's done in the sfdx project.json file. Once you've done that, our friends from Texay, a long time ago, made a sfdx plugin, which when you deploy the main package, goes through this hierarchy and deploys everything else. So that's what we do. And to promote them into production, we promote the packages from beta to released, and just one command installs everything in production. If we forget to promote one of these from beta to released, it won't install in production, okay? So, you're safe. Close down. He's tired. Hello, support. Okay. So, today we've learned that using org-dependent unlock packages is simple, straightforward, and not risky, because you can change your mind. And we learned how to create packages, update them, deploy them, create new versions, make dependencies, make that all simple so that at the end you have your 10, 15, 55, 150 packages, all nice and easy. You might even be able to reuse packages from one app to another and just click with one link to install. Did you say easy? VS Code, command line and all that? No, I'm not going there. I'm not going down that line, so Rupert, you've wasted my time. Well, just wanted to announce that today you have a new app called Rapido Companion, which is a Chrome extension, which will go straight into your change set page, and it will do all this for you without any clicks, without any VS Code, without any CLI, and you'll get that under control of GitHub without even knowing how to do it. It'll do it for you. It will help you do your change sets. So if you want to add 50 metadata items into your package, it'll do it in minutes rather than hours. And if you want to remove the 150th item in your package, in your change set, sorry, it'll help you do that. So with Rapido Companion, you can stay with the change sets if you like, but it'll improve your experience with change sets, or switch to packages and DevOps with Salesforce best practices. Thank you. Everybody ready for CLI? What was that parameter on the 5th page you were using? Any questions? I got to give you the mic.
Can I use it like for everything, or I need to do some manual steps later on, like update page layout, lightning page assignments, etc.?
To use what?
Well, if I can create a package, I will create a package in my Scratch org. I will do the page layout assignment, lightning page assignments to profile, and all these kind of things. Will that magically push through, or I need to do it again in the next org?
So here we're talking about, we're not talking about Scratch orgs. We're working in sandboxes because this is focused on consultants and admins who are working for a customer. So they're working on sandboxes from one production org. And so when you create unlock packages, org-dependent unlock packages, you can only deploy those org-dependent unlock packages into those orgs. But you only need org-dependent unlock packages for the lower layer of packages which are dependent on the metadata in the org. If you structure your application and then build other components which depend on those packages but which are not org-dependent, then you can reuse those elsewhere. But to make a long story short, this is only for sandboxes and production. But if you duplicate your code once and just remove the org-dependent type and say it's just simply unlocked, then you can use the same features, the same functionality, I mean. The Chrome extension is installed in the change set page. This is to help consultants and admin change easily from change sets and go towards DevOps. Because you remember the first page of the presentation is how do we do change management for these people? This, I hope, will help you. Other questions? Okay, it's a wrap. So, There's the GitHub repo with a presentation if you want to use those commands. And if you're interested in the app, go and see the website. Thank you.